You're probably the strong one. The one people lean on without asking if you're tired first. The calm one in emergencies. The quiet one in crowded rooms, watching everything, noticing everything. The one who replays conversations at night, wondering what you missed, what you could have said better. Somehow, you became the reliable one, the mature one, the I've got it person. And maybe no one ever stopped to ask how you got that way. Maybe it just feels like this is your personality. Too sensitive, too serious, too independent. Like you were simply born wired differently. But if you pay attention, there's a story underneath it. In the way your shoulders stay slightly tense. In how you listen for tone shifts. In how you solve problems before they happen. These aren't random traits. They're clues. And once you see where they came from, you can't unsee it. For a long time, the world probably gave your traits the wrong names. Too sensitive. Too serious. Too guarded. Too intense. Like you were somehow doing life incorrectly. Maybe you heard things like relax, or stop overthinking, or why can't you just be normal? And after a while, you start to believe it. You start treating your own instincts like flaws that need fixing. But here's the part no one tells you. What if those aren't weaknesses at all? What if your brain simply learned how to protect you? There's a basic idea in psychology that the nervous system adapts to whatever environment you grow up in. If life feels unpredictable, your brain gets sharper, more alert, better at reading people. It turns the volume up on awareness. Not because you're broken, because you're smart. Your mind didn't overreact. It trained. Quietly, carefully. It built someone resilient enough to survive things you were never supposed to handle alone. You probably notice things other people miss. Not in a dramatic way, just quietly. The slight change in someone's voice when they say, "I'm fine." The way a room feels different the second you walk in, like the air got heavier. Footsteps in the hallway that tell you exactly who it is before they even open the door. You read faces fast. You sense tension before anyone names it. You can almost predict how a conversation will go just by the first few seconds. And for a long time, you might have thought this meant you were anxious or overthinking. But look closer. This is awareness. It's your brain constantly scanning for patterns, connecting tiny dots, keeping you one step ahead. When life once felt unpredictable, your mind learned to pay attention to everything. So now you're the one who notices, the one who anticipates, the one people say is surprisingly intuitive. You didn't become hyper-aware by accident. You practiced without realizing it. And that same instinct is probably why you learned to rely on yourself so much too. Somewhere along the way, you stopped expecting help. Not because you wanted to be alone, but because it just felt safer to handle things yourself. So you became the capable one. The one who figures it out at midnight with a laptop glow on your face. The one who says, "I'm fine," before anyone can even offer. The one everyone else calls when their life falls apart. You know how to book the appointment, solve the problem, calm the crisis, hold it together. And you do it well. There's a quiet competence in you that people trust instantly. We trust you. You're steady, reliable, strong in ways that don't need announcing. But if you're honest, it's also tiring. Because being the strong one often means there's no one strong for you. So your brain made a simple rule a long time ago. If you don't depend on anyone, you can't be let down. It protected your heart the only way it knew how. And after a while, self-reliance didn't feel like a skill. It just felt like who you are. And then there's your mind at night. When everything gets quiet. The lights are low, the room's soft and still. And you're staring at the ceiling replaying a conversation from 6 hours ago like it just happened. The exact words. The pause between sentences. The look on their face. You don't just remember moments. You relive them. You imagine what they meant, what you could have said differently, how it might unfold tomorrow. It's easy to call that overthinking. Maybe people have. But what you're really doing is processing deeply. Your brain doesn't skim life. It studies it. It searches for meaning, patterns, subtext. It feels things all the way through instead of halfway. That kind of mind holds onto memories longer, reads emotions more accurately, understands people in ways that surprise them. Yes, it can be heavy sometimes. but it's also why you're empathetic, insightful, intuitive. The same depth that makes you think this much is the same depth that gives you quiet power. Later, when the day finally slows down, your mind doesn't. The house is quiet. A soft lamp is still on. Maybe there's the faint hum of a fan or the glow of your phone on the ceiling. And that's when everything comes back. Conversations replay in perfect detail. The way someone phrased a sentence. The slight hesitation before they answered you. You run different versions of it in your head, wondering what they felt, what you missed, what it all meant. Can look like overthinking from the outside. But from the inside, it's something else. You don't experience life on the surface. You process it deeply. Your brain keeps turning moments over like stones, searching for meaning, trying to understand people, trying to understand yourself. Some minds skim. Yours absorbs, which is why you remember more, feel more, care more. And that same depth that sometimes keeps you awake at night is also what makes you unusually perceptive when the world needs understanding most. And even when nothing is wrong, your body doesn't fully believe it. You finally sit down at the end of the day, the house quiet, the lights dim, maybe a blanket over your legs. Everything looks calm, but something in you is still slightly alert. You check your phone one more time, just in case. You listen for sounds in the hallway. You mentally plan tomorrow before it even starts. If you try to rest, there's this faint guilt, like you're forgetting something important, like relaxing is irresponsible. So you stay half on, half ready, not tense exactly, just never completely off. It's gentle but constant, and it makes sense. When you've had to be prepared for so long, your nervous system forgets how to fully stand down. Calm can feel unfamiliar, almost suspicious, so you keep watch even in peaceful moments. Not because you're broken, because your body learned that staying ready once kept you safe. If you zoom out for a second, there's actually a simple reason all of this happens. Your brain has one main job: keep you safe. Deep inside, there's a small alarm system that's always scanning for danger. Psychologists call it the amygdala, but you can think of it like a smoke detector. It doesn't try to be logical. It just tries to protect you fast. And when life feels overwhelming or unpredictable, that alarm gets sensitive. It starts detecting everything. Small changes, subtle signals, possible risks. Not because you're weak, because your brain learned quickly. It adapted. So these traits you carry, the awareness, the independence, the constant thinking, they aren't random personality quirks. They're upgrades. Your mind quietly installing extra security features so you could get through what you had to get through. But even strengths have weight when you carry them all the time. Being the aware one means you rarely switch off. Being the strong one means you don't always get held. Being the deep thinker means your mind rarely rests. After a while, it's tiring. Not in a dramatic, everything is falling apart way. More like a quiet burnout. The kind where you smile, show up, handle things, and still feel strangely alone at the end of the day. Sometimes you wish someone would notice that you're tired without you having to say it. Sometimes you wish you didn't have to be the capable one. And there can be moments where you wonder, why does everything feel heavier for me than for other people? Nothing is wrong with you for feeling that. It's simply what happens when survival skills stay turned on too long. The good news is, skills can soften too. You can almost see your life in small, quiet scenes. Early mornings when the light is still gray and the world hasn't started talking yet. Your hands wrapped around a warm mug, steam rising slowly. Just you and your thoughts before anyone needs anything from you. Car rides with no music or the same song on repeat. Streetlights sliding across the windshield. Your mind drifting, replaying, planning, feeling. Headphones in at the grocery store. Sitting in the far corner of a cafe. Watching people more than you speak. Even sunsets feel personal somehow. You pause. You notice the colors. You let the moment sink in a little deeper than most. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. Just a life made of small, careful rituals. Tiny ways you've learned to regulate yourself. To think. To breathe. To exist safely in your own space. And without realizing it, these quiet moments have slowly shaped who you are. So maybe the story isn't that you became too much. Maybe it's that you became more perceptive, more capable, more emotionally literate than you ever planned to be. You didn't become fragile. You became someone who can walk into a room and read it in seconds. Someone who can hold their own when things fall apart. Someone who feels deeply enough to truly understand other people. That's not weakness. That's refinement. Pressure didn't crush you. It shaped you. Like water smoothing stone. Life quietly carved strength into places you didn't even notice forming. Yes, you had to grow up a little faster. Yes, you carry more than most. But look at what you built because of it. A steady mind. Careful heart. A resilience that doesn't need to announce itself. Maybe nothing about you is broken. Maybe you're exactly what survival looks like when it turns into wisdom. And maybe it's time to start seeing yourself that way too. So now I'm curious about you. Which part of this felt the most familiar? Was it the way you read every room? The way you handle everything alone? Or the way your mind keeps thinking long after the day is over? And when do you remember first feeling like you had to be the strong one? If you feel comfortable, share a little of your story in the comments. Sometimes putting it into words is the first time you realize you were never strange. You were adapting. And if this felt a little too accurate, like someone quietly describing parts of you that you don't usually say out loud, then you're exactly who this channel is for. We're not here to fix you. We're here to understand you. So if you want to keep exploring this together, you can subscribe and stay close. In the next video, we're going to talk about something just as important, how to stop carrying everything alone, and how to set boundaries without feeling guilty. Because strength shouldn't mean exhaustion. And you deserve a way of living that feels lighter, too.